Julie?
Hi.
When did you get back from New York?
I got in this afternoon.
We're in the middle of a business discussion, Andy. I'm going to ask you to wait outside.
I wish you hadn't come here, Andy.
I came here to get your phone number because he told me you were in New York. I just
Well,
need to
this
talk.
isn't the time. Julie has some decisions to make.
I need to talk to you. Can we go someplace?
Andy.
Julie, after all we've been through, I think that you owe me more than a Dear John letter. I just want to talk. That's all.
All right, so what do we do now?
We grab the girl.
I know that much. I'm talking about where are we taking her. You know, nobody's filled me in on the particulars of this operation.
All in due time, Light. Open up that remote control. Take the bug out.
Pretty clever place for a bug. I wonder why Philip never told me he had one put here.
Gee, Lloyd, I don't know. Maybe it's because they knew you were a traitor.
I'll be over to pick you up at 6:15. We'll meet with Tom Hughes. Then we'll start a whole new life together. I love you so much.
Brock? Brock! Hello. Give me Brock Lombard's suite, please. Hurry. What? No, it can't be busy. He's supposed to be here. Please try again and hurry up.
I'll be picking up Emily at 6:15, so if we're not back by the time you get here, let yourself in with the key I gave you earlier.
6:15.
Oh, and if Tom Hughes shows up here before Emily and I get back, feel free to offer him a drink. I arranged for room service to stock the bar, including Campari and soda, for old time's sake.
Old time's sake.
Brock? Brock? Oh, God, no. No, please.
As the world turns.
This isn't happening. No! Who's there?
This is exactly what I did want. This is why I wrote you that letter, Andy.
So you thought I'd read some note and leave it at that? Without trying to see you or speak to you again?
Yes.
Well, I can't. I don't want to talk in front of him, so can we please go someplace?
Look, this is about enough of this, Andy. Julie's getting upset.
Damn you!
No, you're making it all worse now. You just go on, all right? I'm not up to talking about it right now. I just had a really rough flight in from New York.
Julie, you weren't even in New York! Or if you were, Veronica Leathers knew nothing about it.
All right, that's it. No, I've tried to be patient. Now, you've tried to spare this boy's feelings, and he obviously doesn't care about yours.
Antonio, not like this.
This is the only way. Andy, your relationship with Julie is over. Do you understand that?
Since when do you speak for Julie?
What, do you want me to spell it out to you? Julie is with me now.
Is that true? I want to hear you say it. Is it true?
Yes. I didn't want you to find out this way, honey. I'm so sorry.
I'm real sorry, too. I'm sorry I made a fool of myself. Everybody was right about you, Julie. You sleep with anybody, won't you?
No, that's not
Won't
true. You don't understand.
Julie, let him go. Let him go.
Hello. This is Emily Stewart. I need to speak to Detective Hughes immediately. Fine. Put Detective Munson on the phone, please. It's an emergency. I'll hold. Just please hurry.
Emily, are you in there?
Lucas?
Yes, I just got here. Are you all right? Your front door was wide open. Look, Emily, I don't want to frighten you, but there's a body out here.
Who is it? Is it Brock?
Yes. Do you want me to call the police?
I have the police on the line. Oh, God, Brock. Okay, what do I do? What do I do?
Emily, you better let me speak to the police. Open the door so I can see for myself that you're all right. Emily, please, I want to help you.
Emily, it's Hal Munson. Emily? Emily, are you still on the line? Emily, what's wrong?
Emily, open the door. I want to help you now. Look, I know it's a shock about Brock, but I'm here now. Look, just open the door and I can help you. Emily, let me in. You need my help.
Don't trust anybody except me. Sure, Lucas Pryor's a client of Montgomery's, but Papa's a genius at setting people up.
Emily, we're gonna have to inform the police about what's happened, or they're gonna wonder about the delay. Besides, there's a chance that Brock may still be alive, but we're gonna have to get an ambulance right over here.
Brock's alive? Brock.
Not so fast. You and I are gonna take a little trip together, Emily, and you can stop worrying about Brock because Brock's not out there anyway. Go ahead. You put something warm on because where we're going, it's very cold outside.
I'm not
Go
going
ahead.
anywhere with you.
Hey, take off your robe.
What are you talking about?
I said take it off!
Your hands off
Look,
me!
I know about you, and I'm gonna enjoy this assignment. You put out for Mr. Stenbeck. You put out for his son.
your hands off
You
me.
put out for Brock.
Look, Ellie, you gotta believe me, okay? Now, look, I just got here a couple of minutes before you did. Brock was already dead.
Why were you here?
Look, I couldn't forget what Brock told me. He said that he changed, and that because he changed, he was going to let me out of the office alive, and that I should be grateful. I just couldn't let it end like that.
Oh, what were you gonna do?
I don't know, Ellie. I don't know what I was going to do. I came by to try to convince him, to try to leave you alone, because you couldn't leave him alone. So when I came up to the door, and I heard some music playing. I heard somebody moving around. So I started screaming out Brock's name, and then he didn't answer, so I thought he was just trying to avoid me, so it got me all mad. And I started shaking the door, and it opened, and the lights were out. I turned to go to the light switch, and somebody grabbed me. I don't know. They started strangling me. I just must have passed out, Ellie.
That's who shot him?
Yeah, I guess. I don't know. I mean, I was only out a couple of seconds, and when I woke up, I saw Brock's body, and I started heading for the phone, and then I heard the key in the door, and I thought, I thought this guy was coming back to get me, so I ran into the bedroom, and I didn't know it was you until you screamed out, Ellie. That's the truth.
I know. Hey, look, we gotta go, please. Yeah. Right?
Okay.
No, wait a minute. No, wait a minute. You can't call them.
Why not?
No, because you've got to get out of here.
Look, I'm
that's
not
why.
leaving you here,
Yes, you
Ellie.
have to go. Everyone knows that you hated
Look,
Brock.
I didn't kill Brock,
It doesn't
Ellie.
matter. Tom Hughes is still here any minute now.
How
Get
do you
out.
know that?
I know. I know because Brock was going to turn state's evidence. Was going to expose the whole family. He wanted another chance with Emily. Now, get out.
Okay, it's about that time.
Okay. How's Brock going to react when you show up with me instead of Margot?
I think Brock knows exactly what's happening. Otherwise, he wouldn't have asked if Ellie Snyder could be there. I'll bet he's going to take the rap for using her as an alibi on that Dreyfus family massacre in South Bend.
Well, I'll make sure I have all the signals straight before I offer Brock any kind of a deal.
I can't believe that Emily knows who the Lombards really are.
You think Brock would risk not springing that on her until after the wedding? No. I mean, even if she hadn't figured it out herself, it's a sure bet that he told her the truth before he decided to go turn state's evidence.
Yeah, I gotta agree with Joe. What confuses me is how Emily could even get involved with another criminal after what she went through with James Stenbeck.
Well, some women are attracted to men like that. Maybe it's the danger. Who knows? Anyway, this guy must have something on his stick. I mean, look, after all, Ellie Snyder was ready to lie for him. And from what you say, they're still close.
Tom Hughes.
Tom, it's Hal. Is Margot there by any chance?
No, she's not. I told her I was going to be working late, so she decided to spend the evening with Lila and Casey. Why?
I got a hunch something big's breaking. Emily Stewart called the station, left me hanging on an open line. I sent a squad car around to check because I didn't like it, and I stayed on the line just in case, and while I was listening, I heard a gunshot.
Has the squad car reported back from Emily's yet?
No, but the building superintendent and 2 neighbors called in reports that they heard more than 1 shot. I'm on my way over there now.
Hal, call back here the minute you know anything. Mac and I are going to be busy doing something, but Joe Bailey will be here holding down the fort.
Joe Bailey, huh? Guess my hunch was right. This must be a big one.
Yeah, it is. I'm just hoping it's not gone sour.
Yeah, right. Look, I've got a DOA and 1 serious gunshot victim. He may not make it.
Dead man.
I called for an ambulance, yeah.
He said his name was Lucas Pryor. He said he owned a security systems firm in Grand Rapids.
You have reason to doubt this?
Oh, I don't know what to think anymore. I was in the bathroom and I heard 2 gunshots. The next thing I knew, Lucas was at the door saying that he stopped by and my door was open and that my fiancé had been shot. So I opened the door, I came out, and he seemed like he wanted to kidnap me. And then that's when the other guy shot him.
Do you recognize the guy who came to your rescue?
No. I mean, I feel like I've seen him somewhere before. Oh, excuse me, that's probably Brock.
It may be another visitor. Just stand back.
Don't you have the soup? I called you guys.
I'm Dr. Susan Stewart. I'm Emily's mother.
Oh, God, Mom.
What am I going to tell the
Are you okay?
tenants about?
Tell the tenants that the police will have a statement after the detective in charge of the case gets here, and not before, all right?
Okay.
You okay?
Excuse me, ma'am. You say you're a doctor?
Yes.
We've got a guy in here who's in pretty bad shape. I think you better take a look at him.
Okay, I don't have my bag.
Well, it may be too late anyway. This one's a goner.
Oh, my God.
Last time I looked, he was hardly breathing.
Yeah, right. Look, Miss Stewart's mother just showed up. No, I won't let anyone else in until Detective Munson gets here. Uh-huh. Yeah, right. Now, Miss Stewart, look, I want you to take your time. If you could just tell me... Oh, now, what's this? Looks like somebody was trying to bug your apartment. Probably fits right into that remote control unit.
I hope that ambulance gets here soon.
I don't know what to feel.
I'm afraid there's nothing more I can do for that man.
Mom.
You said you hadn't talked to Brock since all this happened?
Well, I tried to call him, but his line was busy, and now police got here, and they've been on the phone. He was supposed to be here at 6:15, Mom. He's never late.
Well, it's free. Come on, come on. Listen, do you have any idea what those two men were doing in your apartment?
No.
This has something to do with Brock, doesn't
Please,
it?
Mom. Don't ask me any questions. I cannot answer them till Brock gets here, okay? Yes, hello. Brock Lombard's suite, please.
Kirk, no, everything's fine. But just tell Mama that Ellie and I are staying in town. No, she's right here with me. She's fine. I'll explain it to you later, Kirk, okay? Yeah, thanks.
Kid, we gotta go before the police
Ellie,
get here.
I'm not gonna leave you here alone to deal with this. You don't have to be so brave, okay?
Not brave. Freed him when he decided to turn state's evidence. All he wanted was to protect me and Emily and Marjorie and the kids and you. He wanted to protect you because he knew that you were in danger because you knew about the Dreyfus family.
Ellie, there was nothing Brock could do to change what he'd done. He destroyed a lot of lives. He killed a lot of people. He was a monster. My sister fell in love with him.
So did Emily. Emily. Brock was supposed to pick Emily up.
So?
So she doesn't know.
Okay, you ready? You gonna deal with this? Okay, here goes.
Hi, Caleb. Didn't expect to find you here. You know Lieutenant McCloskey, Caleb Snyder?
Yeah, we know each other.
Brock
Hello,
is expecting
Caleb.
me. May we come in?
I was expecting the police first.
Is something wrong?
Damn it! Damn it! How did this happen?
Too late. He's gone.
We'll continue with part 2 of As the World Turns in just a moment. And now, part 2 of As the World Turns.
After all we've been to each other, I think you owe me more than a Dear John letter. Don't you?
I never meant it to happen like that.
Your relationship with Julie is over. Do you understand that?
Since when do you speak for Julie?
What, do you want me to spell it out to you? Julie is with me now.
Is that true? I want to hear you say it. Is it true?
Yes. I didn't want you to find out this way, honey. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry, babe.
I'm sorry, Julie. I had a message to call Fred Greer, some final details to work out before we submit our license application to the FCC. Then I tried to call Brock Lombard, and the line was busy. Well, I think we should have a toast. Now that Andy knows about us, I think life is going to be much more enjoyable.
Not for Andy.
Well, I still think it was the kindest thing to do. Making a clean break is always the best. He'll get over it.
He was the best friend I've ever had.
Well, Julie, you have me now. Hmm?
I know. But what's he gonna say to his family? They're never gonna speak to me again. Do you know how wonderful it was for me to feel like part of a real family for the first time in my life? And Lisa, what's Lisa gonna think? She's gonna hate me and then I'll lose her too.
You're not going to lose her because he's not going to tell anyone.
How do you know that?
Because it would hurt his pride too much to tell people that you left him for another man. He'll probably invent a story saying that he broke things off himself. People will think you turned to me on the rebound.
What does it matter? I know the truth anyway. You know, if it wasn't for Andy, I'd probably be back in Seattle right now, working at some scummy dive instead of sitting in this beautiful restaurant drinking champagne with you.
Good. Then let's drink a toast to Andy for keeping you in Oakdale, where I eventually found you. Hmm?
Yeah, I owe him a lot. And how did I repay him? By lying to him, by cheating on him, by walking out on him. Yeah, I'm a real class act.
No, not tonight, Paul. Julie's due home any minute. Yes, I guess you might say we have plans. You know what you need, Paul? A girl like Julie to make you forget all about Emily. Oh, I'm sorry, that was a dumb remark. Forget I said anything. Look, I gotta go. Yeah, sure I'm okay. Why wouldn't I be? Julie's coming home, right? I'll see you.
Julie's coming home, right? Right?
Tony could have been lying. Sure. And she went along with it because she's scared of him. She's gonna walk right through that door, and she's gonna chew me out for ever believing she'd get involved with a creep like that, especially after everything I've told her. Tonio could have made her write that note. She loves me.
Doesn't get any better than that.
I wish I were the only man you ever knew.
I do too, baby. But I was already a married and divorced woman by the time I met you. Been around the block a few times. I wish I hadn't. I wish you were my first. I've always been honest with you about that.
I was your first. I mean it. Those other guys don't count. They didn't make love to you. They made love to some other Julie Wendell. This is the start of our whole new life for both of us.
You're right. Thanks.
You, Julie Wendell, are the first and the last woman in my life, I promise.
I don't like promises. They're just words.
Whoa. Now that's not true. A promise is like an oath. It's like a sacred oath. I, Andrew Dixon, will never love anyone else but Julie Wendell, I swear.
Andy, you're such a romantic. And you're so young.
Hey, I'm not that young. And when I make a promise, I keep it.
Well, you don't know. Sometimes things happen. That's just life.
Nothing's gonna happen, Julie. I love you. We're gonna be together, always. If anyone were to ever come between us, I'd rather just die. I'd rather just die right here in your arms like this. Damn you, Julie! Damn you! Damn it!
Your relationship with Julie is over. Julie's with me now.
Oh, I need a drink. I need a drink. Susan, please be there. Come on, Susan. Come on, Susan.
Glad Emily didn't have to see Lucas Pryor's body being carried out of here. I'm not so sure about the other guy either. I don't know if he's gonna make it.
Well, I'd sure like to know who he is and what really happened here. You guys call forensics?
Yeah, they're on their way.
I thought this was gonna be a quiet night. Did Emily say why this guy Pryor wanted to kidnap her?
No, she was in shock when I got here. All I know about Lucas Pryor is that he was a client of Montgomery and Associates. He seemed like your average businessman. Maybe a little heavy-handed with women, but, oh, don't jump to any conclusions. Emily and I took him out to dinner one night. During the holidays, he was stuck here. That was all. Not that he wouldn't have liked to have spent more time with Emily, but she made it very clear she wasn't interested.
Well, that's hardly reason enough to kidnap her unless the guy was psycho. And where does our John Doe fit in? Did they shoot it out over Emily?
She says she doesn't know who he is.
So who let them in?
Nobody. They jimmied the terrace doors. We found a rope ladder rigged to the balcony.
Oh, man, this whole thing is nuts.
Sweetheart. Can't stop shaking. Oh, well, maybe a little brandy will help, okay?
I keep hearing the two shots. I was so afraid that something happened to Brock, so I locked the bathroom door and I called the police. It was then Lucas Pryor. He said that Brock had been shot, and then everything just went blank.
And you believed him?
Well, yeah. Brock was supposed to pick me up at 6:15, and it was 6:15.
I have to call Tom at his office, let him know what's happening.
Hal? Tom's not at his office. He's with Ellie and Brock at Brock's suite.
How do you know that? Joe.
Yeah, what do you got for me?
Well, it's hard to say. A guy named Lucas Pryor broke in here. Apparently, Emily knew him through a business connection, but he didn't come in through the front door, and he brought somebody with him. According to Emily, he wanted to kidnap her, but there must have been a little bit of a falling out between the kidnappers because this guy Pryor shot this other guy who then turned around and offed Pryor.
What's the condition of the other man?
He's in pretty bad shape. He's on his way to Memorial. No ID on him.
I can ID him.
Oh, so it's like that. Well, he's hanging on by a thread. Listen, I'm sorry, Joe. I'm really flying blind here. I hope you can fill in some of the pieces for me.
Yeah. I'm on my way.
Hey, Hendricks, you made good time.
You said this was high priority, so I put everything else on hold.
There's no answer, Mac, which probably means Joe heard from Hal or Finley was on his way over to Emily's.
You found the murder weapon right here next to the body.
What's the medical examiner on this one?
Brock loved her. He was ready to sacrifice everything for her. And he did.
So where do you want me to begin?
The phone. We've been careful to keep it covered. I hope we didn't smear any prints.
Tom, Caleb and I used the phone. He called the farm and I called the police.
We'll take your prints so we can eliminate them. Nolan, give me a hand.
Did either of you touch the gun or the body?
Yeah, I did. I touched the body. I turned him over. I thought he was still alive.
What about the gun?
I don't know. No, I didn't touch the gun.
I didn't go near the body or the gun. Like I told you, as soon as I walked in the door, somebody grabbed me from behind and almost strangled me to death. I didn't even see the body until I came to, and that's when I heard the key in the door, and I ran and hid in the bedroom.
We know Brock invited Ellie over here tonight. Did he invite you as well?
No, I came to warn Brock to stay away from my sister.
Why?
Look, this is probably gonna come out anyway. See, Ellie and Brock got together in Chicago. They were, you know, involved for a couple of years. And I didn't like Brock. So I was real glad when she broke it off with him and came back to Oakdale. But naturally, I wasn't so glad when he came and followed her.
Caleb, I think it's time we be completely honest, all right?
I think that's a great idea.
You probably already know that I was questioned by Jason Benedict and the Chicago police about something that happened a year ago last September.
That's all the Dreyfus business.
Yeah. Entire family burned to death in a house in South Bend, Indiana. I didn't know about it at the time. That's why I gave Brock an alibi. I heard the news broadcast. I put the pieces together, and I confronted him, but he denied it. I didn't believe him, and that's why I ended the relationship.
Is that why Brock wanted you to be part of this meeting tonight?
Yeah. Tommy knew my life was in danger because of what I knew. He wanted to make a deal with you.
He was going to turn state's evidence.
Yeah, we talked it all over this morning. He already sent his ex-wife and his kids into hiding. He wanted protection for himself and Emily with the Federal Witness Protection Program. It was the only way he could get away from the family. But he was born a Lombard. Didn't have a choice. All he ever wanted was a life with Emily. Evidently, the family didn't. And that's why they sent someone over to kill him.
Inspector, can I take her home now?
No. No, I don't want to go until Emily finds out. Maybe I can help her.
I hope everything's okay with Emily.
Why?
Hal's investigating that right now. I can tell you that Emily called the police station earlier and asked for Hal. When he picked up, she was not on the line. However, the phone was off the hook. Hal did hear a gunshot. Neighbors called and reported hearing gunshots as well.
So they got Emily, too?
They? You mean the Lombards?
No. I mean Philip Lombard. He blamed Emily for Brock turning against the family.
Well, we don't know that anything has happened to Emily. Let's not jump to any conclusions until we hear from Hal.
Have to notify the parents, Tom.
Wait a minute. You're not listening to me. Philip Lombard probably ordered this. Besides, him and Brock's mother went to Rome today. Call Jim Carlisle, their lawyer. He knows where they are all the time.
Hendricks, how long before we can use that phone?
Just about finished with it.
Oh, Mooney, good.
Sorry, Lieutenant, I have my hands full. What's the story here?
Gunshot, no witnesses.
We better take some latents before you move them.
Got it.
Can I use this, Hendricks?
Sure, go ahead.
Are you calling Emily?
No, get this out.
It's busy.
Well, for now, I guess we just sit tight and give him any assistance he requires, okay? I'm sorry, that's an official call that Joe Bailey's making. As soon as he's off, you can try Brock again.
Who exactly is Joe Bailey?
Oh, he's Tom's old boss at the Crime Commission. That's all I can tell you.
Well, he seems very concerned about the man who tried to protect Emily. What was he, some kind of agent? I get it. Don't even ask.
Yes, I'm trying to get some information on a seriously wounded man who was brought to Memorial about a half an hour ago by ambulance. Right, his name is Lawrence Finley. Look, I want him kept under 24-hour watch by the Oakdale Police Department. You understand? What's that? Oh. Well, listen, when he gets out of surgery, if he survives, I don't want him left alone for 10 seconds. Is that clear? Right. Well, look, if Dr. Capello has to contact me, he can contact me at this number I've left, okay? All right. Bye-bye. Finley's in bad shape. He's undergoing emergency surgery. Do you know what Dr. Capello?
I do. He's very good.
Oh. I hope so.
I couldn't help overhearing your call, asking for 24-hour protection for your man. I'd be very happy to call Dr. John Dixon. He's our chief of staff, and make sure that he's aware of the situation.
Yeah, I'd appreciate that.
Okay.
Did you have any idea what you were getting mixed up in? You know, no matter what kind of a deal your boyfriend tries to cut with us, you're still going to have to answer a lot of questions. But right for now, I'm going to wait until I hear from Tom before I get into that, okay?
I was supposed to be at that meeting. Brock was supposed to pick me up.
Dr. Dixon's going to call me. They're paging him.
Oh, great.
I hope that's Brock.
LPD. It's the district attorney for you, Mr. Bailey.
Yeah, Tom?
How's Emily?
She's very lucky to be alive. It's a kidnap attempt. Finley was seriously wounded, but he managed to prevent it. Killed his other guy, Pryor, in the process.
Pryor? Not Lucas Pryor.
Why, you know?
Yeah, my mom was seeing him.
Well, that's how they like to work. What's new on your end?
Worse than yours, I'm afraid. We got here to Brock Lombard's suite. We found Caleb and Ellie Snyder here.
With Brock?
Yeah. Brock had been shot to death.
Somebody found out about the meeting.
Looks that way.
Well, I can't do anything more here. I'm on my way.
Is the meeting over? Was that Tom calling from Brock's suite?
There was no meeting. Look, there's no easy way to say this, Miss Stewart, but Brock Lombard is dead. Ellie Snyder discovered his body when she went to his apartment earlier. I'm sorry.
Well, I'm sorry you didn't like the restaurant. I thought it was romantic.
It's not that I didn't like it, I just wasn't very hungry.
You know, Julie, you were born to wear mink. You should remember this and think about all you have to be grateful for.
I am grateful. You know that. I love all this.
Then why don't you start enjoying it?
Never forget the first time you told me you loved me. Andy loved me.
Look, I'm going to take a shower. And when I come back, I don't want to talk about Andy anymore.
I just can't forget how much I hurt him. I hate the way that he found out about us.
Look, you're going to see that it was the right thing to do. You were tormenting him, stringing him along. Now he knows where he stands. So, if you can pull yourself out of this mood, please come into the bathroom in a few minutes and I'll let you scrub my back.
Reyes residence.
Hi, it's me.
Andy, I'm so glad you called.
Are you?
Yes. I hate the way you found out about us. I never meant for it to happen that way.
Oh? How long were you planning on stringing me along?
That's not what I...
Sure. Why not? Oh, gullible Andy. But I'm not the only one, Julie.
What do you mean?
Well, let's see. How do I put this? Well, your lover, Tonio, has been stringing you along, Julie. Forget about being the signature model of Veronica Leathers. They gave it to somebody else. And if you don't believe me, call Olivia Wycroft or Lucinda Dixon. Everybody knows, Julie. Everybody. So how does it feel, huh?
The meat wagon's downstairs. I'll do the postmortem at the morgue. All right?
You got a time of death established, Mooney?
Give me a couple of hours. Sure.
You don't need a post-mortem for that. He must have been killed right before I got here, which was a couple of minutes before 6.
Oh, with all due respect, Caleb, he could have been dead for quite some time.
Lieutenant, the murderer was here. He grabbed me from behind. He almost strangled me to death.
You seem to be very certain it was a man.
Honey, I would have called you sooner, but things have kind of broken loose here. I'm at Brock Lombard's suite at Lakeview Towers. Do you think it's possible that you could leave Adam with Lila and Casey and come over here? I can pretty much explain it to you then. Okay, I'll see you then. Bye-bye.
Margot's on her way, Mac.
Good. We're going to need the very best on this one. Hendricks, you got everything you need?
Just about, Chief. Want me to report directly to you?
Yeah, but stick around a few minutes because Joe Bailey has a few questions he might have for you.
Right.
Run.
Sure.
Well, so much for Lieutenant Lombard, right? Yeah. See who gets nailed for this. I guarantee it won't be them. No, I guarantee it, but...
So what do you got?
How did Emily take the news?
Badly. It's a good thing her mother was there. Emily insisted on coming over here with us.
Oh, Joe, come on.
Brock! No, Brock!
You got her? You don't want to see him like this. Yeah, it's okay. It's okay. Sweetie, you don't want to see him like this. You don't.
Oh, Brock.
I know. Emily, I'm sorry. I know how much you loved him.
You loved him too, right, Ellie? Is that why you killed him? Because you couldn't have him, you had to shoot him.
Stay tuned for Guiding Light, next on most of the CBS stations. Furs by Christie Brothers. Join us tomorrow for As the World Turns.